In the last 12 years, I posted my portfolio on 4 platforms. In this video, I'm going to show you my old portfolio versions, and we're going to discuss the pros and cons of each platform and why that was my choice at that time. As a bonus, at the end of this video, I will show you 2 more platforms that I personally have never used as a portfolio hosting, but they are very popular among other designers, and I tried hosting other websites there, so I have my takes as well. And if you are new on this channel, my name is Ines. I'm a principal product designer at Zalando with 16 years of experience, and I teach UX UI design here, so welcome and subscribe. Let's go, and let's start with my first ever stable version of a portfolio that is on Behance. Behance is still popular nowadays, but 12 years ago that was the place to be, so I definitely wanted to host my portfolio there. As you can see, I don't have many projects published there. That is why I have most of them saved in my drafts, and you can see here that there are way more projects in there, and some of them, they are dated back to the April 2013 or even earlier. And you can see I was also experimenting with photography, with body art, so there are a lot of things. It's a bit of a mixture of graphic design, UX UI design, and also some visual experiments and experiments in calligraphy that I was in back then. Of course, all those projects are heavily outdated right now, so you see that this project is one of the published ones. It is probably something I have to take down as well because the videos there are not accessible anymore. Those videos, they were hosted at the agency website. I think the agency took it down, so like it's obviously a lot of time has passed since 2017. They don't need this project in their portfolio anymore, but still I have it here. So you see it is some sort of a e-commerce store, and this is something I've been working on back then in this agency. And there is another project, and it is also very much outdated, so but you get a sense of the projects that I had there at that time. What I wanted to point out is that those projects, they are a mixture of graphic design and UX UI design, and that is because I was working as an agency designer back then. I was not positioning myself to be a product designer. And it is a very typical portfolio of a UX UI designer working in an agency. Even now I'm looking into it, I cringe a bit, especially looking at the older projects. But overall, I think that this is something I would even expect right now in 2025 from an agency-based portfolio. But I was choosing Behance because it was popular back then. I would be really doubting the choice of this platform right now. Maybe if you've built some credits there, if you've gained some appreciations on the platform, won some awards, you really have a lot of project views and you have a lot of followers, that alone can impress hiring managers, and that's why they might consider your Behance portfolio as being a nice one. Yet, since this platform is not that popular anymore, and since Adobe has bought it, it loses its creative vibes, at least in my view. I would probably choose something else to host my portfolio right now, and also to double down on the visual aspect of it. As you can see, there are a lot of visual noise in this platform. Behance was actually never minimalistic, but right now it looks especially outdated to my taste. By the way, I had there actually some awards as a makeup artist, so maybe if I were sending my portfolio as a makeup artist, which I don't do right now, this portfolio would be a suitable version. Then I was actually quite satisfied with this portfolio for quite some time. I was trying to be featured, I was trying to get appreciations and stuff like that. But in 2019, when I decided to switch being a product designer, I felt that it is a bit off to have my portfolio on Behance, just because of this whole emphasis on the creative part, on the visual part, on the branding part that is overall around there on the platform. So I wanted to stay a bit apart from being associated with branding and with visual experiments. So I went and designed my first portfolio website version. By the way, if you were wondering why I am only showing you my portfolio dated 12 years ago, although I have 16 years of experience, is that because previously I had my portfolio published as PDF and I could not find those PDFs. Maybe I will find them for some other videos, and let me know if this is something interesting for you. But probably they are very, very outdated, and I would suspect I will cringe a lot showing them. But anyway, when I decided that I need a standalone website, I was searching around, and again in 2019 there were not many options as we have them right now, and I actually settled myself to work with Readymag. By the way, I love Readymag even now. I think it's not the most powerful website platform, and I would definitely not recommend you using this platform to host your client websites, because they definitely lack some functionality. But to host one's portfolio or to host an digital magazine, it is what it's made for. And I also like the fact that you can have there a more or less free version of your website with some limited pages in it. But if you are being creative and you are using anchors, for example, you can even publish your portfolio completely for free, which I was also using. I think now they changed the pricing and I cannot publish my portfolio right now for it to be free, but I had it there for free for a very long time, and I was actually satisfied with the functionality that was given to me. And as you can see, I have actually multiple portfolio versions there. I was changing it a bit, and I was even publishing there some projects. I was using Readymag as sort of a presentation website. When I needed to present something for clients, I could as well use Readymag instead of Google Slides, for example. And let me show you what I had there at that time. And I must say you that the usability is not the best on Readymag, but that is due to the fact that it is virtually an editorial focused platform. So if you want to publish your digital magazine, this is probably the place where you would go. And it is also pretty convenient to host there some slides to make a presentation, and that's why my portfolio looked like a bunch of really expanded slides that we can scroll horizontally. And you see, this is the project that I was also working on during my time at the agency. But since I was transitioning in 2019 from working in agencies to working in-house, this is the project that I intentionally use to show that I can work with complex systems, that I can work within the B2B space, that I am not only about the branding part and about the landing pages and so on and so on. Because of course the majority of the projects that I had there at that time, they were of that sort. And I don't know if this project is even gonna open, but this is basically the crypto wallet, and I designed the branding part, the visual design, the layout of the landing page, and so on and so on. And I did not touch the product part there because I was virtually a branding and a landing page designer here. But you can have the view on the design that I did there in 2017, and so on and so on. So basically I could scroll through the pages like that, and this is what also was expected from my users. Not very nice user experience, but again, in 2019 that was probably okay. Again, the market was booming. People who were hiring, they were not so meticulous about choosing the candidates and searching for a perfect candidate. They were hungry for hiring tech folks and UX designers specifically, so that checked out at that time, and I was able to land a job in a big tech company at that time. So there are some more projects, but probably they are not gonna open because the same problem as with the previous website, I actually have some problems with the hosting of my videos. But let's move on. And the next attempt to change a website for me, I did in 2021, if I'm not mistaken. And at that time, I was already working at Zalando, I was living in Berlin, and I felt that my old portfolio version that I actually used 2 times to get a job in my previous tech company and at Zalando, it is not representing me anymore, and I want something more professional. I want people to see my face, I want people to recognize me, and I also wanted a bit more flexible platform because, as I told you, Readymag is not a very feature-heavy product. So I was searching around, I was exploring it for a while, and I also didn't want to spend a lot of time building my own portfolio because at that time I was not looking for a job, and I just wanted a place where people can go to learn more about who I am. And that's why I picked Squarespace, and I played with it, and I actually found that it is quite nicely to work there. It allows you to build your portfolio quite fast out of multiple templates, and it can have a lot of functionality right away built in, which I also appreciated. And I then went on and published my portfolio. I did not place there my projects. I just wanted a basic about me page, and if people would want to learn more about me, they would send me a message. But I just left it there. This portfolio has been there for maybe a month, 2 months, because I just really felt that Squarespace is really constrainous. I cannot do much about that, and if I would wanted to add my projects later on, which was initially a plan, I felt that I will struggle a lot because I cannot bend Squarespace templates to my will. I always will have some constraints and some limitations that will be annoying for me. I think Squarespace overall can be a really nice place for people who don't want to spend a lot of time, who I basically built this website over an evening or something like that. But also the result, I could not influence that a lot. At the same time, if people are not familiar with visual design, with UX UI design, that might be a good solution to them as well, because they just cannot break things. But I wanted to break things because I know what things can I break to make them to serve my purpose. So that's why I was not really satisfied with this portfolio version, and I started digging a bit more. And again, it is still 2021, 2022 maybe. I was not really productive in that. I was often postponing the task to create my own portfolio for a very long time. Maybe you are also familiar with this behavior and you can relate. But then I decided that I wanted a proper portfolio version. I wanted it to be flexible. I did not want to, again, spend a lot of time on coding stuff, but I wanted to be impressive, and I wanted it to grow the same way as I am growing as a professional. So I went there and started searching, and eventually I was choosing between 2 platforms. It's Webflow and Framer. And by playing around with functionalities, I landed on choosing Framer, which I stick to up until this day because I really love this platform. And by the way, none of these platforms sponsored this video. It is purely just the evolution of my portfolio and my subjective review on the platforms that I've been using myself. But if I could be an ambassador of some brands, I would definitely choose Framer because currently it is the best platform in my opinion because it is very, very intuitive. It also has a lot of features, surprisingly, to this lightweight interface that we get. And basically, I was able to fulfill all my needs that I ever wanted from this platform. And I had multiple portfolio versions there. I don't know if I could show them there, but they are more or less of the same style. And you can actually go to my website right now and see the published version that is done in Framer. And I just love it. It looks a lot like Figma. It is very intuitive. Honestly, when I first tried it out, I felt that this is the future. This is how it always should be done. And I really appreciated the flexibility here, the numerous opportunities we have to adapt the design to our needs and to be really flexible with the breakpoints, for example, which allowed me also to be creative in building the pages that I want. So it is actually quite nice. By the way, we are looking at the page that has the information about the program that I'm gonna launch in September. It is gonna be very affordable, but the number of places will be limited. So go check it out on my website. The link will be down below, and you can secure yourself the spot in the wait list. So just in case you are interested, and in case you are a career switcher, because this will be the program for you, where we will work on your portfolio, CV, job searching strategy, and LinkedIn optimization. The link is down below. And now getting back to the review of Framer, I can also show you the part with my actual design portfolio. Of course, you can go and see it published there. It is not a very much updated, because when I designed this page in 2022, I was kind of satisfied with the way it looked, and I did not want to do anything else. I think I've gotten quite lazy with this update, because again, I was not looking for a job specifically. I just wanted something to represent me and for people having an overall idea about who I am. So I just have there some outdated projects that I don't even show anymore that much, and it will require the update soon, and I'm planning to do that this year, maybe next year, because I'm again postponing this task for myself. But I will definitely stay in Framer. This is the platform of my choice. It is not very affordable, and I find that if I could name one downside of this platform, this is something I could note for myself. Every time I get the billing from this platform, I'm like, oh, that's quite a lot, but it serves the purpose. And then every time I have to update my website and I have to get back to this interface, I am again so satisfied every time, because I have there everything that I need. At the same time, although I love Framer so much, when I was looking for a website hosting for my school website, I have the UX UI design school that I teach. It's called UXberg. And I was thinking if I should host it on Framer. The answer was actually no, because I needed some more functionality, because although Framer has everything I need to host my personal website, I still felt that Webflow will provide me way more functionality and way more room for growth. That's why I was building my school website on Webflow, and I do not regret that choice, because indeed it has way more possibilities to adopt your website to your own needs, not only in terms of the visual design part, but also in terms of the functionality, the plugins, the things you can integrate to Webflow, and it is overall way more powerful. It's completely next level. Yet this platform took me some time to learn, and I was actually not a newbie to this platform in 2021. I was using this platform a couple of times to build client websites, maybe in 2017, but of course I forgot everything and they had a lot of updates, so I had to upskill again. And it took me so much time to organize everything that I wanted. So I had to build the variables, which I, by the way, appreciate that they have this, but I had to plan it ahead. I had to plan my components. I had to really be intentional to make my components clean and logically named in order to then build pages in the fast manner when I want them. Because otherwise, Webflow can be really messy and it could be really hard to navigate it if you don't really plan your website structure. At the same time, I feel that learning Webflow is this one single thing that you can do for yourself to really nail responsiveness and to really understand how code works, because it might not be that friendly and that easy to use as Framer, but it is really designed with the code logic in mind. So if I could compare the website and the approach, that I would say that Framer is using Figma as their main source of inspiration. At the same time, I would say Framer uses some sort of the coding platform, maybe like VS Code, to get the inspiration from, because even by the look of the interface, it looks way more techy, to me at least, and I think this is done on purpose. And it is scary to use this website at first, but once you get used to it, you can actually build websites quite fast, and you can also be sure that you will not suddenly bump into a wall that will prevent you from expanding the functionality that you need. So definitely I would do this choice one more time if I had to, because this is how I could ensure that I could evolve this website in accordance to my needs. So overall, when people are asking me where should they host their portfolio, where should they build client websites, I always recommend either of two platforms. And if you are familiar with one of them, if you are familiar with Webflow especially, then you have a head start and you can use this platform for virtually everything. I must say that Webflow is also not the most affordable one. I think maybe they are on the comparable level with Framer, but provided that Webflow has a lot of integrations, a lot of possibilities, you can create there your own e-commerce store, you can store a lot of things and components here. I think overall it's the good value for money. Sometimes I feel that in Framer I'm paying for usability, which I also don't mind, but when I compare to website builders, I can't stop wondering if this is the price that is justified. By the way, if you like this video and you want to receive more videos like that, then give me a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button down below. It's important for me and for YouTube algorithms to start recommending you similar videos. And we are moving on. Anyway, there is one more platform that I played with a lot that is also very popular among UX UI designers to host their portfolios, which is the Wix or Wix Studio. And as you can see, I was actually also having there some websites and some experiments. I was trying to host, we need to wait until it's loading. I was trying to host my school website here as well, because at the beginning I was not sure that I want to actually dig into Webflow that much, and I was searching for some easier and cheaper alternative. And I remember Wix from my agency times, because it was very popular, and it is very popular among agency folks and especially among freelancers, I guess because of this feature where you can get paid and you can set the invoices right from here, which I think is a fantastic idea. So that's why I was drawn to it. I was trying to play with it, and it's nice that they also have Figma plugin and you don't need to design the website from scratch there. By the way, both Framer and Webflow, they also allow you to do that. But despite me playing around with this platform for a long time, trying to adopt it to my needs, I always also felt that something is off. For example, even if I use their plugin to copy my websites from Figma to Wix Studio, I always see that something is off and it is not picking up the styles completely from Figma. You can see here that the text above is not aligned in the baseline, and this is not how I designed it in Figma. And maybe I should be more precise with naming my layers, with aligning my layers and building auto layouts. But I just felt that Webflow and Framer, they don't have those problems with my designs. And I could only attribute that to the Wix platform itself, because otherwise I have no explanation why it is not picking up the designs that I create there. Overall, I think you can also achieve there some great results if you're being persistent. It has enough functionality in order for you to do what you want. But I must say that I feel it's always a bit hard to make it do what you want. And there are always such minor mistakes or bugs there in the platform that I cannot explain and that I have to fix afterwards. And I don't know if that is visible here, but I somehow have here a block that is in peculiar way as different from the background, and it is also not how it is designed in Figma. The background and this block, they are the same color, of course. So I just don't know why Wix is not picking up the designs in a correct way, but I felt that I have to always do some double checking and fixing. So here the alignment is off, and this is just a bit annoying, especially knowing that some other website builders, they can already deliver on that. It is not a problem for them, and even if I will have there some misalignments, who knows, they are allowing me to fix it easier than the Wix Studio here. But anyway, I think you can work with this platform as well, especially if you are working with clients and you don't want to pay for 2 website hostings, because you can just buy the Wix Studio access, you can build your clients there, you can send the invoices, you can also have there the booking calendar, although I've never used it, but it's nice because apparently your clients can book the time to discuss something with you right from this platform, which is also amazing. And I also know that you can hand over your designs right from the platform towards the clients with just 1-2 clicks, which is also very, very convenient. And I think that might be drawing you to the idea of using the Wix Studio to host your portfolio as well, which could also give you nice results. Although I could not work with this on my side, but just because I felt that it is a bit annoying for me to fix those minor mistakes, and overall, because I'm not working with clients, I have no other use cases for Wix platform, I just prefer to buy the Webflow license. And that is it. These are the 4 portfolio versions I had in the last 12 years. I hope this video was not only entertaining, but also a bit of educational. And if you are thinking about where to host your portfolio, or you have your portfolio published somewhere and you think of switching, this video might give you some ideas and some pros and cons that the platforms have from my subjective point of view. And if you are a career switcher who is working on your portfolio and feels stuck, then check out the link down below, because I'm working on a new program for you, which is going to be very affordable, but the number of places will be very much limited. The details will be there down below, so secure your spot in the waitlist right now, so not to miss the start and the launch of the program. I thank you for your time, and if you like this video and you want to receive more videos like that, then hit the subscribe button down below and click the bell. This way you will get a notification when a new video comes out, and I see you next time.